Whether you want to talk to someone at a networking event, strike up a conversation with a friend you've never met at a party, or say something nice to a stranger on the elevator, here are some tips. 1. Don't worry so much. Experts say to be brave and just do it, even if it makes you feel bad. Most likely, the person will like you more than you think, and both of you will enjoy it more than you think. Juliana Schroeder, Ph.D., an assistant professor at the Haas School of Business at the University of California, Berkeley, says that you shouldn't be afraid to talk to someone who seems different from you. She studies how people get along with others, including how language and mental ability affect relationships. Talking to someone who is different from you can be the most enlightening and interesting thing you can do. 2. Be curious. Ask questions. Is the person wearing something interesting to look at? Why did they choose to come to whatever event you and your friend are at? Research shows that people like those who ask more questions in a talk more than those who ask fewer questions. Experts advise that a question can either start a conversation or keep it going. 3. Don't be afraid to stray from the plan. Nightingale says to avoid the standard questions, what do you do, where do you live, etc., and instead ask a question that will make the other person think, which will keep them interested. Or start with a sentence like, this painting really confuses me, or I can't believe how crowded the train is today. Nightingale says that statements are calls to share things that are interesting. And be real, she says, whether you're asking a question, giving an answer, or making a statement. People want to know who you really are so they can be themselves. 4. Give someone a compliment. It makes the other person the center of attention and should make them feel good. She says that when we're nervous about talking to people we don't know, we tend to spend a lot of time in our heads, overthinking what we're doing wrong or what we might do wrong. She says that putting the focus on the other person can help us get through awkward situations. 5. Talk about something you two have in common. At least you're both in the same place and having the same weather. But don't be afraid to dig deeper and find more interesting things you have in common. Maybe you're from the same place, have the same friend, share a skill, or have similar jobs. We tend to overestimate how different people are from one another and how different they are from us. In reality, you probably have a lot in common, but you don't know what it is yet. 6. Talk to more people you don't know well. Statistics say that the more friends you have, the more likely it is that you will have good talks with them. You learn to ask better questions and give answers that are more interesting. There's some skill, but just doing it more often gives you just as much confidence. Schroeder says that we fear social rejection, that the other person won't like us or won't notice us. Research, on the other hand, shows that people are almost always ready to talk when someone else starts the conversation. Schroeder says that our fears don't take into account social rules about how to act. 7. Don't let strange situations throw you off. Research says that based on our own experience, one could say the following about how to start a talk with a stranger. First, they give you a look that seems to say, "Do I know you?" The next step is realizing that they don't know you. Then they say, "Wait, are you a weirdo?" Then, after all that, they understand you're just being nice. You have to be okay with the fact that it might be weird for a while. But if you keep going, you might get to the point where you're actually talking.